Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, special video going into the archives. Super Bowl 42. I think of it as one of the best offenses ever. We've got the New England Patriots being upset from the Giants. I think of this game as a spectacular defensive effort from the defensive line, from the Giants, from Spags doing his thing. Locked in, fired up, buckle up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I sincerely appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Super Bowl 42, massive upset. Undefeated Pats, one of the best offenses ever, has a rough, brutal day at the line of scrimmage, and Tom Brady certainly didn't play his best football. This is the first offensive play of the game. Y'all, this will make you sick to your stomach if you're a Pats fan. This might score. It's going to be a huge play. It's an outstanding play call and design from Josh. I'm used to calling this play back in the day. I used to call it just to myself, the NFC North screen. I played for every NFC North team, and every team ran it. You fake it to the back, and then you're going to throw the screen to the back. So as you come out underneath center, fake it to the back, but then you're also going to fake it to the around. So you fake it to the back, you fake it to the around, you kind of drift this way, and then you kind of find the back out here. Now, the things that I love about this, because it's all tethered together, we actually run a wheel here. Both these guys are manned up. So man coverage, he's running with the post. Someone's running with the wheel. There is nobody out here. And we've got at least two offensive linemen to block essentially one deep safety who will be off the screen. I mean, it is made to order. Josh cooking right out the gate. Take it to him. Find a way to throw it to him. Look at the space. We got three offensive linemen. Got man coverage running with these guys. There's nobody over here. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is brutal. Now, this is going to be a tough film to watch on many different levels, but for Logan Mankins, left guard, very good pro. I mean, for a long time. I think of him as kind of a run mauler. We really have a tough day at the office. Now, the thing here, when I'm saying ball handling wise from the quarterback, we are going to fake it to the back, and then we're going to throw it to the back. So as you come out, fake it to the back, you're also going to then fake it to the around, right? So you fake it to the around, and then you kind of drift this way usually and find that screener. Everybody, okay? So all these five offensive linemen, in my opinion, coached by one of the best NFL offensive line coaches, Scarnecchia, okay? They are all probably stepping with their right foot, right? The play's going to the right. It's supposed to look like some sort of zone to the right. Logan is the only one that steps to his left and then gets where he gets beat. Whoop. So it's little things like this. This is the first play of the game. That is a bummer. Next one here. 2x2. Under center. Again, they do a nice job here early on. This is kind of like pre-trend shift motion. There are a number of throws. Okay. The first thing we're going to talk about is just Brady. Brady looks uncomfortable. He looks unsettled. That's something I don't think you would say about Tom Brady very often. He's always smooth, always under control. Just watch his pocket movement here. And then we're throwing sinkers far away from guys. So again, you got to understand, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to tell you that I know what this read is or what we're doing play-wise here. I will tell you that I'm a little surprised. Randy Moss here on the deep corner, flag, pylon, whatever you want to call this route. To me, he turns this safety around like a top, and I would expect, especially this year, this ball to be thrown here. That's just my expectation of how this thing plays out timing-wise. On the backside, let's just assume that the wide receiver does the right thing. I'm not sure he does. He kind of jumps this way. The ball's thrown way over here. Even if he were to turn where the direction of the ball here, I still think it misses him by yards. So it's all over the place. It's completely disjointed, unsettled. So first, let's watch Randy down here at the bottom. I mean, he's pumping. Watch the safety. Turn. I mean, as soon as you have this look on Randy Moss, he's facing this way. This guy's here. You got one of the greatest football players of all time, certainly the most dynamic perimeter player for a long time in the league, running like that to all this space. You got to throw it. And then, okay, whatever. Say you don't see it for whatever reason. We've got this kind of spacing up here, and we miss it, where we're completely out of whack. And it's just a unsettled start. It looks rough. It's a rough outcome. Again, who knows what the intent of this play is? Maybe they're trying to get it to the tight end. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know what the read is, but I can tell you that sure as hell like Randy Moss running like that down the field, and that ball is way off target. Either miscommunication, poor execution. But again, just look at the top of the drop here when he gets back. What? Oh my God. Next one here, 3rd and 3. Wes Welker in the slot up top, just doing Wes Welker things. An unbelievable knack for creating space, getting open. As this game evolved, I thought the Patriots got underneath more and more, but man, it was there all day. Tom throws a changeup out there, but watch Welker just operate and create space. They had just an uncanny ability. Obviously, the yak part of it wasn't going to be necessarily, dynamic speed up the field, but this ability to get out of this route where you're going to sell like you're going across the field here. And then the thing to pay attention to is just the space that's created. This kind of space in 3rd down NFL offense, there just weren't a lot of guys doing it consistently. And Wes Welker was just da-da-da-ba-ba. Look at that space. So this space, look at everywhere else. Sticky, close. It's just matchup. Wes Welker just doing Wes Welker things on 3rd down, and it's outstanding. But again, paying attention to the pass pro, we're giving up edges all over the place. We're probably taking an L at center. We don't have a whole lot of time at right tackle. I mean, we got to get the ball out of our hand quick. 3 hitch, ball out. But man, again, just watch the separation from Welker at the top of this thing, right? See ya. Hell yeah. All right, next one here. 3rd and 10, balls on the 17. We're going to shift Welker. We're going to motion, short motion, Randy at the bottom. We're going to try to throw it to Benjamin Watson up the middle against your favorite former Raiders head coach, Pierce. We're going to get bailed out with a penalty here. This ball is underthrown, but it's underthrown because we're taking an L at right tackle. We've got this thing. This is the matchup you want. Up the field, Tom's right on time. Great read. You can see this thing open up right on the ants. That ball left high back 5 is going to be a chance for a big-time touchdown. It's underthrown. Pierce panics, and we get bailed out with a penalty. Again, just understanding and appreciating the offensive architecture. Starting 3-by-1, shift to 2-by-2. Shorty motion. They were shorty motioning Moss a lot in this game. I'm not sure if they were worried about him getting off the ball with jams or what, but this little short motion, where the ball ends up going here, you've got the tight end running down the middle of the field, essentially matched up on a vertical with a Mike backer. And that's almost always going to be a good matchup on 3rd long. Now, the thing that kind of stings here is we'll call it a hook or a curl here with Randy Moss. He's essentially getting bracketed. We call it brackets. The safety sitting right here, sitting inside. You got the corner outside sitting right here. Well, he's open too. So either one of these things, but as far as a look coverage identification, I love this idea of taking the middle of the field. We just got to get a better block up front. The right tackle is just destroyed by Strahan, and it impacts the throw. So again, what could be a touchdown here? If we had more time and we didn't like the tight end, you can certainly see Randy down here to the bottom, open on the curl or the hook. But love the tight end up the middle. high back five, give your guy a shot. But you can see the rush is already significantly impacting the game. And again, we get a little fortunate here that Pierce panics and gets a penalty because this thing is underthrown. Right tackle, you're in a tough spot here. Third and long, the only thing you would hopefully say is, like light on the left, you would love to lose outside. You can't lose inside. Dang. All right, next one here. This is the first really spagged up pressure up top. We're going to talk about this a lot because, first of all, I love Kevin Falk as kind of a third down back, not only as a pass catcher, but just a really smart, high football IQ guy. But they got him here. And they got this unit, which I consider one of the most locked in, most prepared unit you'll ever see. I want you to really watch the linebacker 55. He is in the right A gap right here. So this little hezzy, so what he's going to do here is turn his head and face like he's dropping. Then he's going to put his foot in the ground and rush the passer. The center is going to our left here. So think of these three linemen. They are blocking these three players. So if that's the case, you would want these two offensive linemen over here going big on big. So this in most pass pro, okay, running back right here, he would have a dual. Okay, so he would be going 1 here to 2, the nickel or the star off the edge. Okay, but we get hit with the delay here. So when he hits us with this little hezzy, Kevin is probably off him and he goes and works to the edge. Well, what that does is then that allows us to get a free runner through the A gap. And that's taking advantage of an outstanding football player. This is scheme at its finest. This is outstanding. So first here, let's watch the offensive line turn to our left. There it is. Now watch Kevin. He's looking. You might say, oh, well, it looks like Logan messed it up. Well, in reality, he comes back because he feels the defensive end. And maybe the only clue you could possibly ever get is this stance. Like that stance does not look like this stance, right? This stance looks like I'm about to run the 100-meter, come off the edge as fast as I can. This stance looks like I'm not going anywhere. Like I'm just learning how to play high school fullback. Okay, so he's dropping. That would be the only thing you would maybe see. A lot of teams will stand this guy up, and that's usually the clue. But this is just an outstanding job of they got you. And we don't have a hop. So you can see Logan eventually fan out and come back in, try to take the hit off. Just too slow. We don't have a hot, and we're in trouble. So not only are we getting overwhelmed, but we're getting schemed. So again, notice the shorty motion up top. So go through it one more time. Really, the only thing that matters here is the running back is almost guaranteed to be going 1 to 2. And again, this little hezzy is what gets Kevin. Now, the thing about it is, even let's pretend like Kevin were to see this and block this, and then the free runner would be coming off the slot. Well, most systems would have a hot here. It would be really hard to look over here, be hot, and then come back here and throw like a little short levels concept for me. I don't know anybody who teaches that consistently. So the other kind of blind spot on this play is this is wide open. He's not looking. So it doesn't look like they're playing this like a potential hot. So there's a disconnect with scheme, pass pro, answers. Again, shit you just don't see from this unit and this guy. Ever. I mean, look at the slot up top. Just imagine if he was running and looking as a vertical hot into like a 2 trap. So we can acknowledge Spags gets him. He's in his bag right here. And we don't have an answer. So it can be all of the above. And this is kind of one small sample of a night that's really tough at the line of scrimmage. You just don't see Tom Brady look like that very often. That's a hell of a little deke delay blitz too. Next one here, 3rd and 16. Hey, we've got the lead. We're up by 4. Again, shorty motion up top. We're just overwhelmed at the line of scrimmage. We are struggling in pass pro at left guard, but really, they have 3 out of 4 dudes that are getting off the rock at the line of scrimmage. And Brady has no chance here. I just want you to watch the defensive line of scrimmage. 3 out of the 4 defenders. So Tuck right here where he gets the sack. These 3 cats get off the ball. This looks like the Olympics 100-meter shot that they always show of dudes just coming out of the blocks. Look at that. You're lucky to have one dude who can do stuff like this on a defensive line. Look, the other guy still got his hand in the ground. We're full on coming out, almost put our first foot in the ground. These dudes are getting off the rock. Whoomp. And there's no way that that doesn't impact you playing the quarterback position, even the best to ever do it. And we just got no chance here. We can barely take a hitch. 1, 2, 3, hitch up. Oh, God. Next one here. Another bizarre kind of hot pass pro offensive structure issue for me. This is kind of a just prayer chuck to Randy Moss down here to the bottom, which essentially plays out like throwing a post to quarters, which normally would be a good idea if you have some sort of number 2 vertical. But this is just 2-on-1 chucking it up there. Randy can't even find it. There were a number of throws in this game where he couldn't even find the ball being thrown to him. So what happens here is we are essentially hot off this slot player. Okay, Falk does a good job this time. He comes up, blocks the first one. They're bringing what is essentially referred to as 2 on the back here. So if the back is going 1 to 2, both these guys blitz. Most people would call this hot. I would say the vast majority of throws in sound football would go right here. Especially on first down, just get it out of your hand, throw the hot, live to fight another day. This route, I'm going to call it a post. We end up essentially having 2 people right on you. I mean, it's not like it's a bracket beater where he's trying to split these guys and it's deep down the field. We're hot. There's a free runner coming right here. We don't have time to do this. So just a total disconnect, a bizarre lack of answers versus hots. So not only, I guess in my mind, it was always just the Giants were just overwhelmed the Pats at the line of scrimmage with the defensive front, and they were just destroying pass pro. Well, this is Spags scheming it up, and the Patriots not having an answer. And I shouldn't say that. There is an answer. The answer is to throw the hot right there. The answer is not to throw a post with guy running back, safety already back there, and he can't even find the ball. So, again, easy for me with a clicker, decades plus later to have the answer here. But in my mind, this game was always the defensive line dominated, and Tom never had a chance. Tom does not play well in this game. I mean, you can see him see the hot. He sees it, moves, and chucks it. Just something I don't ever associate with Tom Brady playing quarterback. Especially this year where things felt so easy. Next one here. This is an excellent call. 3rd and 13. There are really a lot of spectacular plays here on the tunnel screen to the bottom. To Stallworth. I came into the league in the same draft class as Stallworth. We both got drafted to New Orleans. Now, I think he was a top 10 pick. I was round 6. But he was as quick or as explosive as a guy as I've ever seen in person. Dynamic athlete. What I want you to pay attention to first, though, is the clinic block from Wes Welker here. Now, there's a lot of different ways to teach this block. So to me, tunnel screen here is you come off the line of scrimmage. And we're coming back to the quarterback. We're trying to catch this thing and get back outside into the tunnel. This is a premium block here. And the coaching point that is often kind of forgotten about is you want to come, you do not want to block where the guy is at. You want to take the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is this cat charging this thing, trying to pick this thing. So you really want to come downhill right here as fast as you can, almost like a personal protector, and then adjust from there. But he cakes him. Okay, so we get a cake right here. It's an outstanding block. Again, I've been all over the left guard. We get a cake down here. So we've got 2 cakes on this play. 3rd and 13, we get a first down on a tunnel screen to a dynamic athlete. There's a lot to love. Watch this block from Welker in the slot. Boom. That's that's so good. You can watch his angle, how flat he comes right there. That's so good. I love it. Then Dante does his thing as far as going to 0 to 100. Watch Mankins fly out here, the left guard. He's coming way down to the third level. Boom. That's a big time play. 3rd and 13, not a whole lot of good calls. Get the ball out of your hand quickly. Put it right on him. Cake, first down. Next one here is a tough one because this is one of a few missed opportunities down the field that you feel like every other game this year besides this Super Bowl, they hooked this up. In fact, I think of this play as very similar to, I want to say it was the 50th touchdown pass he threw versus the Giants, maybe the last week of the season. It was very similar to this where I think of this as just a 2-on-1. And so what I'm talking about here is this safety. We're going to run one of these guys, I think it's a tight end, on an inside vertical. And we're going to run what is usually called a best release go up top. So I think he goes outside here. And really, we're just trying to figure out what this safety does. If this safety wants to take away the inside, then we've got an opportunity for a big throw down the field. Now, you've got to have the time and the arm to make this throw, but you're putting a lot of stress on this cat right here, especially when you've got this dynamic of a perimeter player who can gap people at the line of scrimmage. So is this throw there? Yeah. Has he shown that he can make this throw this specific year? Hell yeah. We just don't this Super Bowl. I mean, there's nothing easy about that throw. There's nothing easy about this throw. I think he could help himself if he doesn't kind of do a weird drop, drift, heel click, but he's made this throw. That matchup, that guy, but it's not close, right? That's a never in history ball out of bounds. Again, you can see the drop. When I say just uncharacteristic, I don't remember Tom ever dropping and drifting like this. Drop, drift, click, chuck, and we're getting hit. Now, again, you don't have to be a pass pro detective to imagine where this leakage is going to come from. Okay, they've got some dudes up front. We have enough time for a hitch and a throw, but it certainly impacted the throw. But that thing is way over Randy's head. And again, it's not an easy throw. Don't even whisper in your head that I'm saying this is an easy throw. But I am saying he's made it before versus this team this year. You wouldn't be shocked if he hit it. Next one here, 3rd and 4, 2-minute situation right before the end of the first half. I love how quick Tom gets to the check down here. Now, again, I was in New England for a hot second. I mean, few weeks. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know what the read is for this because I don't. What I do know is that I love how quickly Brady plays this play. And what I mean by that is whatever he sees to get the ball to the check down, again, peep the down and distance, 3rd and 3. Got to get the ball out of your hand quickly. Whatever he sees to the front side, which I think you could make the argument that Welker is certainly there. I don't think this is there. I don't think whatever this is supposed to be is there. Could he go here? Maybe. But he decides right here, and it's how quick it happens. This is a really good example of the time clock, kind of be able to make decisions. No, boom, quick, sudden, ball out, check down. And again, you have to have the checkdowns out in the right spot, and Kevin Falk is as good as anybody coming out of the backfield catching the ball like this. He even gets a little chip on the way out. A little chippy, dunk, boom. That's outstanding. Big time 3rd down offense. This is probably my favorite throw of the first half. For Brady, we're going to hit Randy up top. He's the number 1 on a little switch sail or switch flood. Just a beautiful concept, design, offensive architecture, throw. Block it up. Nice pocket movement. Good pass pro. This thing takes some time. So again, we've got Stallworth right here, the burner. He's essentially running the glorified clear. We're then going to run what I'm used to calling a switch release. So the number 2, Randy, comes in here, and as he runs out on this sail, he's going to have the correct leverage you want for this because of the switch release. So now his defender's inside of him. Now the throw still has to be good. It's good coverage. The guy's right in his hip. And then they've probably got Welker running some sort of in the flat. So you've got this kind of deep, intermediate, shallow concept you see all over football. But when you've got that kind of clear speed with Stallworth and you've got that target with Randy Moss and Wes Welker underneath, you got a lot of good stuff. That's a dot. And again, the pass pro holds up. The pocket movement looks like vintage Brady. Up, time, boom. It almost looks like he goes low to high here also. So up, no, boom, on him. Love it. Just a big time throw. Again, watch him manipulate the pocket. 2 hands on it, boom, boom, boom. Rip it right up on his face. Outstanding. And then the last one here in the first half, 1st and 10, balls on the 44. We're going to get a strip sack here and lose this thing. And this is a bummer because, again, this to me is another potential touchdown. I mean, the film just, anytime you lose the Super Bowl, it's got to be gut wrenching. But this kind of offense, these kinds of missed opportunities down the field are just brutal. And again, lose the ball, lose any chance of points right before half. This is the same play we just talked about, putting 2-on-1 on the safety up top. It's not the same play. It's the same concept or idea, way to attack a defense. We've got this safety deep. We're going to run an inside seam, and we're going to run probably what's referred to as a best release go. I think he goes inside this time. So if you've got time to be able to get back here and let this safety kind of make his decision and be wrong, and he squeezes the inside, and you can throw this thing far enough, there's just no way that you outrun the coverage. But again, do you have time? The left side of the offensive line struggling. We're holding on to the ball. Or keep defaulting into, yeah, he can run by everybody. Yeah, if we had time, we could do this, but we don't have time. Again, obviously hindsight. But you can see here, this is a touchdown to Randy Moss up top. Look at this release. Slip him, accelerate, run away. Like a cheetah. But pass pro wise here, we just don't have a chance. Left guard, left tackle. And you can see Logan at left guard. He's just leaning. He gets out in front of himself right there. We're leaning. Ripped. Doom, doom. Oh my God. Ball on the ground. Rough way to end the first half. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. So thank you for taking the time and doing it. Again, the Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more quarterback school content. I really appreciate you hopping over there, diving into the deep X's and O's. If you dig this kind of video, you'll love the Quarterback School Patreon community. I also have a bunch of other stuff over at the website. Check out the new website. Follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. All right, into the second half here. 3rd and 3. Again, security blanket, Kevin Falk out the backfield, check down. Drop 8, not there, get it down. Now again, it's pretty wild that they're in drop 8 and they're getting that much pressure on Tom Brady. We're just overwhelmed at the tackle spot here, but Tom does such a good job. And again, I might phrase it like decision-making, time clock, however you want to say it, but they're only rushing 8 or we're only rushing 3, dropping 8. You would think you'd have all day to throw. We're able to slip out here. And again, it's high football IQ as far as knowing where the sticks are and being able to get the ball out of your hand quickly, making great decisions. And again, Kevin Falk, in my opinion, one of the best 3rd down backs. Now, he might not have his best game this game, but their connection, their understanding, the way that they're able to kind of be able to play like this. No, again, he's not even really set up to throw the check down. It looks like he's looking to our left, whatever the read is. One hitch, check down. I mean, that is as fast as you'll ever see it done. Dunk. I mean, he goes to throw that. As he starts to throw the check down right there, I don't know if I've ever done this before, but that essentially is an anticipation check down. He's throwing it. The check down right here is not looking. The check down's still out here. So he can feel this L, this guy closing in, and he's able to get the ball out of his hands. And again, it's a special connection, and it's a great offensive weapon when you have the details of an offense to be able to get to the check down that fast. Next one here, 3rd and 5. I thought this was a really, really great call. There's a slight, you have to kind of tip your cap to the Giants here to be able to grab Kevin coming out of the backfield here. But this is really a blitz pressure beater. So we're trying to look like Kevin Falk is going to block, but he's going to get a free release. And you've got this versatile linebacker in space. So the offensive line is sliding to our left down here to the bottom. We're going to have one free runner. So this is supposed to look like, oh, he's going to be blocking here, come up and block, but then he's going to slip into the flat. And really, you're asking this linebacker. So if we were to just draw this up, say, hey, flat to Kevin Falk versus this linebacker from that much space, 3rd and 5, I like my chances. Like, I might prefer to throw past the sticks, but I like this. Especially nowadays, you'd probably go for this on 4th and short. But our free runner on this play is going to be coming from right here. So the line is going these 4 for these 4 right here. There's 3 and 4. So again, free runner coming from depth. Do we have enough time to make a good throw? A better throw would help here. But the thing that really makes this thing not work, in my opinion, is as he's exiting here, one of these guys grabs him and just puts hands on just enough to disrupt it and give his buddy a chance to come make a tackle from the other side. So it's great team defense. Again, it's a unique kind of Spags special, but we've got a good call on here. I mean, that is a premium call, but we get grabbed right here, right there. And then the throw is slightly behind us, and it's a hell of a tackle in space. It really is. Watch Falk exit right there. That grab around the hip allows this thing, because this is dialed up. Pressure beater. Great call. Just can't get it. Next one here, another 3rd and 13 that they're going to get. They're going to throw a check down. You guessed it. Kevin Falk, ball out of your hand quick. One hitch, check down, make somebody miss, run through somebody, first down. Just a beautiful job. Big time play. No good play, 3rd and 13. How quickly he gets the ball out of his hands. Kevin makes somebody miss. Got the power to lower his shoulder and go get a first down for us. Just an absolutely beautiful job. Who knows what this read is? I mean, we're taking an L at right tackle here. The ball's got to come out. No one's open that's going to come close to getting a first down with just the catch. So we're going to need some yak. Put the brakes on, lower your shoulder, run through somebody's face, first down. Next one here, 3rd and 7, another pass pro issue. So right tackle here, we're just overwhelmed from the short side. Now, do I think the scheme helps us out as far as the formation? No. We'll talk about the nub tight end and where the back is at, but we don't really have a chance here. And so again, it is very easy, okay, to be in my spot years later and critique the formation choices and the pass pro choices. I get that. But I just want to talk about, okay, potentially what could we have done different to give us a better chance pass pro wise here? My thing about it is I love this formation. To me, this is a nub tight end and kind of a medium bunch up top. What I like that this does in a passing situation is with an inline tight end, it kind of widens the defensive end naturally. So he's going to be wider than this defensive end. My thing here that I think they would do if they had to do this play over again is I would have the back on this side. So oftentimes you'll see nowadays teams kind of do, not out of this formation, but teams kind of do the back and the sniffer in like those auto chip situations. To me here, when you put the nub and the back on the same side, it just creates this short edge here. And it's by formation design. He doesn't have to worry about getting chipped. He doesn't have to worry about anything other than pinning into ears, backs, and hitting the quarterback. So I would love the back to be over here, chip on my way out. Again, easy to have the answers years later. Okay, and no one's disputing that. But if you're wondering, golly, what else could they have done? Yeah, we're taking L's on the left side, but now we're taking L's on the right side. Just an L fest all over the place up front, and we don't have a chance. No one can play quarterback like that. Not the greatest quarterback of all time. Nobody can play quarterback like that. Next one here. This is really one of the more frustrating throws, calls, decisions, because I think this is a combination of just poor execution and trying to be a little too cute. It's 4th and 13. Okay, 4th and 13 from the 31. The Giants are showing corner blitz. The Patriots are going to try to get a hitch and go down here to the bottom. Now, we'll talk through kind of the idea of that, but the throw at the end of the day on 4th down has to give somebody a chance. You cannot throw a never in history ball like this. You cannot. You cannot. It'd be better to just throw it blind up for grabs. So What's going on here scheme-wise? Why do I think they got a little too cute? I don't know if he checks to this or that they call this out of the huddle, but he's showing this corner blitz. They want you to think it's corner blitz. Most teams versus a corner blitz, now it's 4th and 13, so we've got to get all the way up here. Many teams versus corner blitz will have like a walk-off or a shuffle or like a side adjust, maybe a hitch. There's lots of different ways to do it. Defenses know this, and oftentimes will have that safety coming down. And if that safety is playing man coverage, this pump, this kind of like hitch and go, would be an amazing call if it's just one-on-one over here. But what the Giants do here and what Spags does amazing is he essentially goes two trap on both sides. So he's coming down to the flat, or he's coming down. Who knows if he's going to the flat or not. And they've got a safety coming out of there. Someone's going deep as well. So it's not a one-on-one situation. So if you were to tell me, hey, in the huddle, we're going to run a hitch and go on 4th and 13, I would say, why the hell would we run a hitch and go? Who's going to bite on a hitch at 4th and 13? They want you to throw the hitch. So there's no reason to run hitch and go unless you think you're getting this corner blitz one-on-one, not one-on-two. And the part that's really disgusting is if Tom were to come off, and I'm not saying it would be easy to be able to come out here, pump, think you're getting corner blitz. No, you don't like this. See the safety, see the shell, get out of there like this, come all the way back and hit the other side. I mean, that is just, borderline screen shot quarterbacking. It's just going to be really hard. Now, maybe he would expect himself to do that. But again, watch all the moving parts down here. So hitch and go, pump, when what I would consider your two best players are on the other side of the field. So, get off of it. Don't. And if you're going to throw it, you got to give your guy a chance. So no. And it's a great defensive look because they bluff the pressure and end up getting us to throw the ball out of bounds on 4th and forever. One more time, I forgot to show Welker on the other side. So up top, watch the number 2 receiver up top. He throws up the double mailbox. I mean, he easily gets the first down, right? I mean, he literally is going jumping jacks right here. Got both hands up, the double mailbox. Okay, that's a bummer. And again, you can see the safety down here to the bottom over the top. He's with him, didn't bite on the double move. Again, super easy for me to be critical of the read, but everybody can be critical of the throw on 4th down. You have to give your guy a chance. Have to. Cannot throw out of bounds. And again, it's not easy to pump, get back to the backside, but that's as good a pass pro as you got really all day for the most part. No. Oh God. Next one here, 1st and 15, again, pressure. Again, I know I've tried to be as complimentary as possible, especially about Kevin Falk. I do think he's one of the better 3rd down backs ever that I saw. But actually, that's not Kevin. That's probably why it doesn't happen. So this is 1st and 15. Damn, that makes a hell of a lot more sense. So because it's 1st and 15, go back and make sure we're all looking at the scoreboard. So 1st and 15, they're going to have Lawrence Maroney in the backfield most likely. Okay, to me, on this pass play, I would guess here that Lawrence has a duel 1 to 2, and that the offensive line is going to the right to this guy. What ends up happening is this linebacker gets taken by the offensive line. So these 3 eat him up. Most teams that I'm around would call that pizza. So if 1 drops, 2 gets eaten up, you have to confirm that there's not like a cross dog, because if the offensive line takes yours, you have to take theirs. And so what is probably the offensive line's guy originally comes around and should be picked up by the back and gets Tom hit in the face again, which again could have been a big play going down the sideline. So again, watch the center. He's going to take 58. You got Strahan dropping out. Remember I told you a clue when the defensive end is going to drop out is when he's standing up. Watch 92 on the left. He never really gets down. So the line takes 58. The running back's got to have 55. And the offensive line almost falls into it. They do a nice job of adjusting to Strahan dropping, but you can't count on that. You need the back to protect you there. So we get pass pro abused here on 1st and 15, get our quarterback smoked. Again, they're probably running some variation of all go down here to the bottom. Is that Stalwart at the bottom? Yeah. So, I mean, you got a chance to hit a rail shot down here to the bottom with good pass pro versus a cross dog, and we just can't. And we get spagged again. So, there's nothing easy about this look. Let me take it as far back as I can. Because this is really where football's won and lost, in my opinion, in this pass pro world. The center is almost guaranteed having a 4-person slide. So these 4 guys are going to these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The guy with his hand on the ground. The back, almost guaranteed, is going 1 to 2 on a duel. So when this linebacker walks up and is taken by this center, in my opinion, the back now has to go 1 to 2. And so he has to stay here and pick this up. You can't rely on the offensive line seeing Strahan drop and cascading down to pick this up. It's just not going to happen. They might take the hit off eventually or occasionally, but not consistently. This to me is on the back. This is a tough hit. And really the whole pass pro unit has been exposed at some point in this game. Next one here, 2nd and 15. Very next play. We're going to hit Welker. He's the guy shifting from 2x2 to 3x1, motioning. Tom does a nice job working the middle of the field. Again, if we're trying to be objective, I think it's fair to say that this is not a very well thrown ball from Tom Brady standards. It's a hell of a catch. But this could be a better play with a better thrown ball, meaning we're going to lead him and let him run after the catch. This ball is behind us. We got all sorts of space. He has to turn back, jump, and make a hell of a catch. Just nowhere near as precise as he was all year. As he was the MVP, 50 touchdowns. This unit was essentially playing, basketball on the football field. They were just out there scoring at will. Look at this catch. That's a hell of a catch. That's a big time play. That should have been an even bigger play with a better thrown ball in the middle of the logo. Next one here. Now, the crazy thing is that we are 1 minute left to go in the 3rd quarter. We're still up 4. Okay, now it's not a shootout by any means, but we are trying to throw a quick out up top, and we just skymail this thing. I mean, there really is no other way to describe it. Now, again, if you're a fan of the channel, you probably know my feelings on quick outs. I'm not a fan of them. I think they're unnecessarily difficult. But you just don't see throws like this from Tom Brady. Look at the quality of this miss. I mean, that is almost in the Gatorade. That's into the 2nd row. Now, a few other things. We'll talk about just the details of shit that I just don't appreciate. Look at the split that we're trying to throw a quick out from. Now, again, I will say this offense, in my opinion, was unique at the time as far as what they allowed and taught their stems to do here with the receiver. So just because he's here, most teams would run a 4-step quick out like this. Most teams would want to catch the bottom of the numbers, or maybe a yard or so outside if you're on the boundary, the short side. They're splitting the difference here, right? Like there's not a lot of space here for us to operate out. So what do? They kind of like burst or inside release it. Okay, maybe. Again, another layer of unnecessarily difficult footwork connection hookup. Now, these two have one of the best hookups going at the time. But still, this is a substantial miss. Other things I would say here is I think nowadays people would not do this kind of footwork to throw a gun quick out. These are the early gun days where you ran a lot of your offense out of the gun. I don't think the quick game footwork was as kind of locked in as it is nowadays, but that is a sky mail. Next one here. This is a beautiful executed, what I'm going to call like a little drift post from Randy down here at the bottom. He's the number 2 right now. Will be the number 1 after the shift in the motion. He's going to run that little like pocket of space, control, slant, drift play that everybody runs nowadays. This is a beautiful job, and you can really see they're doing a great job here of attacking the space that the Giants are leaving them. And so they're going to be terrified of Randy Moss taking the top off this thing. So we scheme them up. We start in 3x1, we shift to 2x2. We motion to 2x2 condensed. You can see how deep the safeties are. So you've got these deep safeties here. You're going to have all this space past the second level. So the second level of the defense being the linebacker types. We're going to come out here and run what most people call this drift 8 or drift post nowadays. What you really need here is, as long as these linebacker types, these second level players, step up with a great play fake, you're going to have a big time opportunity because you are already out leveraging these guys, right? You got the corner outside leverage, you got the deep safety. You know, as long as he comes up with the play fake and buys the kind of tight end blocking, he wants to run fit that thing. Got him. Beautiful. Just a really nice job. And they keep coming back to this here in the second half. Beautiful open hand ball fake, balls on his hip, under center. Not easy to pull the center here also. Boom. Right over him, on him. Nice chunk. Next one here, 2nd and 7. Another missed opportunity down the field. Another sky mail. So whatever this route is supposed to be to Randy Moss up top, he's the number 1. He's going to inside release, and whether this is supposed to be just like a go where I'm going to throw it right at you, or some sort of post or 8 or skinny or sluggo that goes inside, you know, only he and they and people in the huddle know the call. I would say that, you know, whatever it is, that's a miss that you just don't associate with Tom very often. I just don't think you do. And again, are there things that we could do to make this easier for Tom Brady? Absolutely, scheme structure wise. But I want to spend a little bit of time talking about this because not only is this a missed opportunity. So let's take a second and talk about this play because it comes up here and it comes up later. Whatever this route is, okay, whether this is a sluggo, whether this is just an inside release go, whether this is supposed to be some sort of skinny, he's trying to drive this ball right here. Okay, I'm gonna acknowledge that. On the backside, I'm gonna call this a seam, and he takes it up the seam because there's a middle field safety. So the first thing here is Tom just misses this throw, this hookup, whatever this is supposed to be. But the other thing is to just acknowledge the other side of the field if we didn't want to force it to Randy. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with forcing it to him. To me, he's open here. We just missed the throw. But down here to the bottom, I want to pay attention to this because this play comes up later in this fourth quarter. So middle field closed. Randy Moss up top. One-on-one. We just sky mail it. But you can see here, if we didn't throw that, so say we didn't throw that ball, I like the seam. I can see why we would want to come back to this. Again, another thing I would want to do, you know, in hindsight is Falk needs to be chipping. He's got to be helping on the C gap. We can't keep getting beat on the fucking short side. That's the part. Like, exit through the guy who's in the toughest spot. And to me, the toughest spot is the short side, the open edge. We don't need a B gap exit. But Tom has enough time. I mean, he moves up. It's good enough from light here to make that push him by. Up, reset your feet, give us a better throw. Or just be on the same page with whatever the hell that's supposed to be. Or get to the other side. Okay, I got all the answers years later. Next one, drift post again down here to Randy at the bottom. Same shell structure, different run action, little faux wham. Patriots are always famous for that wham block that they'll use with that short motion, shuffle motion, fake it to him, boom, up. Beautiful job going up, catching that thing with your hands. But you can see we're attacking the same space. If you're just looking at, it's not as clean of a look, but we've got those two safeties. Here comes that drift post right in here. We're getting the second level of the defense biting up. You can see that quick shuffle with the wham block here. Run fake at us. And just put that thing right on us, right before the third level of the defense and right after the second level comes up on the run fake. So up, got him. And Randy's got a great feel for not running in and getting smoked there. So fake it to him, boom, right over the top. Awesome. Next one here, another weird miss from Tom Brady. 1st and 6, we're going to fake it, try to get it down here to the bottom. It's not there. 2 up top to Randy in the corner. And, I'm going to say Tom Brady going to make that throw 99 out of 100 times. No, yes, all sorts of time. And just, again, high and hot. We miss so many throws high and hot. So what's going on here? They do the little Romo fake. So right away, like you're going to throw the quick screen, come back, fake it again to the back this time. Coming out, trying, like showing like we're going to block for a second, and we're trying to get this right here. And for a long time, the Patriots were as good as anybody of getting these safeties in the red zone to bite down and have these little posts or slants thrown right behind them. So all that, it's not there. So let's just say that is one. Okay, up here, up top, we're going to give ourselves a nice little chance for a second read. And again, Randy Moss, red zone, win, space, pass pros good. You're telling me we can't hook this up? Now, it ends up not mattering because we end up coming back throwing a touchdown later. But, it's a pretty sweet route from Moss. He turns the corner around. We just miss it. And again, there was a pattern of not only the quality of these throws and misses, but they're all kind of high and hot. Next one here, 3rd and 6. This is the touchdown pass that kind of bails Brady out. We're going to hit Randy Moss down here to the bottom. Now, this sure looks like a signal from Tom down here to the bottom. It looks like the Giants get into some sort of bracket, leave Randy Moss one-on-one. Not sure why you would do that. Corner falls down, and it's a wrap. So a little fortunate right there for a lot of the day, things not going their way. This play certainly did go their way. So nice job making it right there at the end of this thing. You can see kind of the communication. And this is, I think, what I associate with the Patriots and Tom Brady the most, having the answers to the test. He sees the look, whatever the look is that he's looking for. To me, this looks like they're trying to essentially bracket the number 2 here. And you're going to leave one-on-one outside leverage versus Randy Moss down here. I think everybody in football would want a slant. And it's even better when the guy falls down. So great job getting to this play, this hookup, this communication, this capacity at the line of scrimmage. The best to ever do it right here on full display. And getting the lead in the Super Bowl. Damn. Awesome. Just beautiful job here. Solve it. Ball out on him. Let's go. So the Giants go down and score, right? Eli to Plexico. Helmet catch. Now we have what looks like 29 seconds left. We need a field goal to tie. The ball's on the 20-something, 26. This play is the same play that we missed Randy Moss on up top, where I couldn't tell if it was a sluggo or a inside post, whatever. Remember we pointed out the seam being there? Well, the seam's there again, but we don't quite read it out the same. And so again, I'm making the assumption, you know what that means oftentimes. I'm saying that this play, whatever this was last time, is the same play here. But to me here, the defense is different. Last time, it was middle field closed. This time, they're presenting closed, but they move to a 2 shell or an open middle. Welker reads that as a seam read. So he's going to cross the safety's face. Tom throws it like it's going to be like a seam up the alley. So we're not on the same page. Welker wants it here. Brady throws it here. These are the plays. These are the moments, I think, where Tom is almost always the clutch, makes the right decision, has the right hookup, has his guy. They're on the same page, and they're not here. Again, this is the same play that we weren't on the same page earlier. So back to the well, not there again. So was this seam there? You can see him crossing his face. Again, you can see the shell, present closed, and Spags is in his bag. He got him. And it's a bummer because it really is there, and we kind of have enough time to do it, even though technically we're hot. That's the crazy part about it. We're hot here. So they don't have an answer to the hot. Throwing a seam read down the field versus a shell that's moving is not a realistic hot, in my opinion. You got 2 on the back here. So not having the answers here at the line of scrimmage, miscommunication, Missed opportunity. Very next play here, 2nd and 10. We just get overwhelmed at right guard here. We're trying to run all go. You know, there's potential for some seams down the field here, but we have no chance. So again, it really, you know, maybe early on it was the left side. We kind of spread it around all over the place. And when your 4th defensive lineman is getting sacks like that in the most crucial moments of the game, you know, things are going your way up front. There's just no way around it. But you can see here at the bottom of the screen, you know, you've probably got Welker running down the seam if you can get there eventually. But you can't even take a hitch. Now, I think he might be working the other side, so it wouldn't even have mattered. But it's impossible to play quarterback when you're having this happen. Boom. He certainly looks like he's looking to the left, so it probably wasn't going to be a great play regardless. But that is tough. Boom. Then the last one here, I'm going to show 3rd and forever. End up being like a dash. We're going to throw it to Randy up top, kind of like wasp-ish for those Chiefs fans. This is a pretty amazing throw. We give our guy a chance. They make a good job making a play on the ball. So you move the launch point. I like that. Set up, chuck this thing from the warning track. You know, 2-on-1, but 2 Randy Moss. You know, if you could time it up a little bit better, maybe you can go up and get that thing, but he's got to kind of take his eye down to find the corner, see where he's at. It's a pretty amazing throw far down the field like that. Pretty good coverage as well. The last play of the game for the Patriots is a very similar throw to this, just a go ball down the side that never really has a chance. But just, you know, design-wise here, I love moving the launch point. I love giving your best player a chance. I mean, we essentially throw that thing from the 12, you know, all the way to the other 20. So we are chucking that thing well over 60 yards, giving our guy a chance. You know, like the pass pro, it's been a struggle all day, but just way too little, too late. And that is a brutal day. So that is a wrap. Super Bowl 42, rough one for the Pats fans. Giants loved it. Defensively, a masterpiece from Spags. The defensive line was overwhelming. From a quarterback perspective, you know, nothing easy about playing quarterback in a game like that as far as being overwhelmed up front in the pass pro. They had a number of missed opportunities, even from the first play of the game. But I also think you have to acknowledge the fact that Tom Brady didn't play his best football. Missed a number of throws high, especially on the year that he had where it felt like everything made sense and was almost too easy. There were throws that he had made earlier in the year that he just missed by yards. There were weird decisions on 4th down. Looked like he always didn't have the answers to the test like he normally did. And like he did at some point, that last touchdown pass to Randy Moss, it was a great example of him having the answers at the line of scrimmage, him signaling, him seeing exactly what he wanted to get to, got to it, and it was a touchdown. But there were other plays where they were hot. He didn't have an answer. There were other plays where guys were getting overwhelmed. There were other plays where the pass pro let him down. There were other plays where it looked like they weren't on the same page down the field. Just things you didn't see over the course of the year. Now, I think the Giants and the defensive scheme certainly had an impact on it. But man, the pass pro was certainly the story that I remember about that game. Going back and watching the All-22, I think that's just reaffirmed. And maybe kind of on top of that, Tom probably didn't play his best ball, which is a bummer for that season, that moment. Certainly interested to see, though, exactly what you all think. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.